that work? Yeah, it works. I was a little, people have told me I have a booming voice, and I was a little concerned because I woke up this morning and I was definitely the loudest person at the Packer party last night. And so if I'm a little sluggish here today, that's why. But it was a great evening for the Green Bay Packers. Oh, are we sticking with the...
I guess we're switching to your laptops.
Oh, you and I.
It's done, I think.
All right, there we go. I just want to let you know I'm really happy to be here for this event today, and I'm happy to be here for a couple of reasons. The first reason I'm happy to be here is I got my start in the bike business in Colorado. I came out here, I graduated from Boston University in May. I went home, got my wisdom teeth pulled. I went through Trek's intensive sales training program, which lasted for an afternoon. I got on an airplane. I flew out to Denver on a Saturday, and somebody told me there was a red Cavalier station wagon for me in a parking lot. And I did find it, and I got there, and I couldn't figure out how to put the car into reverse. And so I sat in the parking structure at Stapleton Airport for 3 hours until I figured there was a gizmo that you had to pull up to get the stick shift to go backwards. But, you know, I traveled around this state for 1.5 years, so I know your cities pretty well. I know your towns pretty well. I'm also happy to be here because there's a lot of Trek retailers who do a great job in Colorado. I started here, I learned a lot about the business here. I saw Gene Kiefel every Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock for breakfast, none of which he would ever let me pay for. And I learned the bike business there. I learned a lot from Ken Gard. I don't know, is Alan Fine here? Learned a lot from Alan over at Turin, Archie up in Fort Collins. There's a lot of other people I learned a lot of lessons from here, and that's made a big difference for me. The other thing is, Colorado's also kind of turned into the home of bicycle advocacy in the United States. You've got Bikes Belong here, you got Bicycle Colorado, you got INBA, you got a lot of great things going on here in Colorado, and it really is a pretty special place. And that's why I'm happy to be here today. I've been at this for a while, and one of the things we try and do at Trek is we try and run a great bicycle company, but it's always been the mission of Trek to give back. It's not just to sell a lot of bikes, but it's to make a difference as a company. And about 12 years ago, I found a great way for Trek to do that was to really get involved in bicycle advocacy. And for so many people in this room who already know this, it's been a very rewarding experience. And there's so much going on. So I just want to take you through a presentation. I want to show you a couple of slides, and I'm going to start out with a little trivia. And if you take a look at that graph, and I looked at that, and that goes from 1950 all the way out to 2010, and we have a red line and we have a blue line. And I looked at that and I thought, wow, that's really interesting. I wonder what it is. And it's very interesting that that's 60 years, and that's bicycle production and car production globally around the world. So that is your trivia today. All right? Now I want to go on and I always talk about, there's really 4 major trends that are going on around the world, and they're pretty interesting. The first one is just overall congestion. And the mayor talked about it earlier, but one of the facts here, and it's a simple fact, is that you cannot just continue to go build more and more and more and more roads. Is that city planners, mayors, governors are finding out that you're going to run out of space. And that's happening in Denver, it's happening in Madison, it's happening in Boston, it's happening in Amsterdam, it's happening all over the world. The second thing is more and more people, believe it or not, are moving to cities. And I'm not exactly sure why that is the case, but that's the case. So the pressure on transportation systems in cities is only going to increase. The third point that trend that we see is just the environment. And Tim talked about the price of oil and what it's going to be in the future. And he said we would discuss that at some other time. And his point was it's only going to get higher. It's just a matter of when. And if you take a look at the environment, it's a big issue today. People talk about it 5 times more today than 3 years ago. And 10 years from now, I'm guessing people are going to talk about the environment 10 times more. It's an important thing. It affects all of us, and it's going to affect future generations. The fourth thing I talk about is, and usually people have me for the dinner speaker, so I speak after dinner. And I was in San Francisco last year, and right when I got to this slide, they were handing out the chocolate cake. And this is an amazing statistic, but between 1960 and 2002, the average kid gained 11 pounds, and the average male and the average female gained 24. All right? And then I usually show a map of obesity over 20 years, and people can see the absolute plague that is crossing this country. And there's only one state in the union where it isn't happening, and you live in that state. And it's probably, you can tell when you get off the plane and you get into the airport. But it's happening in other states at an unbelievable rate. And it will play a large part in this country's future. And it's pretty scary. So I always say, well, there's a simple solution to a lot of complicated problems, and the simple solution is, it's a bike, all right? And if you take a look at that, everybody in here loves the bicycle, and it's a simple solution to congestion, it's a simple solution to the environment, it's a simple solution to health issues. All you have to do is go to Denmark and see what the level of obesity is there. It's scratch, all right? And that's because you have an active population. So, if we take a look at that, and I say a real great opportunity here is to create a bicycle-friendly world. And how do we go about and do that? And one of the great things is, a lot of you already know this, but it's already been done. We're not trying to go to the moon here. We're not trying to, solve some issue that's never been dealt with before. A bicycle-friendly world already exists. Tim and I were in Copenhagen this summer for the Bellow City Conference, and they have one bridge there that 27,000 people, bicyclists, go over not once a month, not once a week, once a day. 27,000 people go over that bridge. The mayor talked a little bit earlier about what's going on in Portland. Percentage of trips by bike has gone from 2% up to 7%. They want to get it up to 20%. Earl Blumenauer will tell you that he helped make that change because they found out how much money was actually costing to build freeways, and they put some of that money into building bicycle infrastructure. One of the great things about Colorado, and the reason why, you have so many great assets here. One of the great assets that you have is just going to Boulder. It already exists, and it really exists up in Boulder. Can Boulder do better than they're doing today? Yes, but it's such a great place for people in cities around Colorado to get in a car, drive up to Boulder, ride your bicycle from all corners of the state, and go see what's happening there. I mean, I was up there this fall, and I had a chance to go all around on the trails, and it's absolutely amazing. It exists. It can be done. This is a clip of a place in Holland. It speeds up and it shows what goes on there one morning in 1 minute. Okay. You can count the amount of cars, and you see this right outside of the train station.